Good evening. Welcome to Diversified Diecast. Sorry I've been out of pocket a little bit. We were traveling, seeing some family, visiting, taking care of some business up there. Nonetheless, I did miss Friday Night Greenlight. I apologize, but I'll try to make it up this week. Maybe do a twofer. Um, there's a little bit of everything I want to kind of talk about tonight, just to kind of give you all the comings and goings of what I plan to do this week. I'm dropping some. I'm going to do the Fast and the Furious set from this year. I only found 4 out of the 5. At a Target that I stop at near downtown a lot. I was glad to get those. I've been seeing the LM002, the Lamborghini truck, and the Roadrunner, but the Supra and the Koenigsegg have been kind of, you know, MIA, if you will. And obviously, this guy was missing. But a cool story about this one was we went to HEB before we went on the way out to town, and our HEB actually put a dump bin with premiums by the front door. And there was about 12 of these in there, and I only took 2. I took one for myself, one for a buddy of mine, and I left a few on top, and I kind of buried the rest of them so the scalpers had to kind of work for things like we did. And I put a post up to 2 of the local pages, to Houston, the Houston Facebook pages that I'm on, to let everybody know, hey, they're at this HEB. There's 10 or 12 there left. If you guys commented on them, gave me a thumbs up. So I kind of spread the word they can get their hands on one if they're missing them. Car number 1 out of this set, because obviously this is the one that everybody goes after. But we'll get into these tonight. I've got some Ultra Hots and some of these new hot ones that I might just do these 6 together. I was able to get 2 out of the 3 new Teen Transports. I might just wait until I get that FJ Cruiser. I'll keep a lookout, in Targets and Walmarts and what have you. But I think it's kind of competing for scalpability, if you will, like the Honda set. Or I may just grab one, on an auction or something and just save it for that video. And then I got kind of a mixed grab here. I found an Auto World Cadillac. I love them big ones, man. That's one of my favorites to collect. I got the cool Combi 80th anniversary from Mattel. And then I got one of the Gran Turismos and I think one of the Forzas. And I've got plenty of other stuff. I'm going to do a big VW lot, kind of like the Hondas I did last week, I'm sorry. And I've got, probably another 50 to 75 miscellaneous cars that I want to go through. I'll break them up into, body style or, genre, if you will. And then I've got a handful of other things that I want to do as kind of a sneak peek. I think we're going to open up some green machines and some chases, do something different. Bust these things out of their blisters, man, because they're not doing any justice on these cars for me anymore. I'm kind of over that. So stand by. We'll get everything set up. We're trying the new mic out tonight. I got it right in front of me right now. I'll end up probably wearing on my cap or up here on me when I get the frontal view. And I got a turntable for you guys, so we'll look a little more legit. So if I can get everybody to cooperate in the background and everybody to be quiet between the dogs and the kids and, whatever else goes on back there when I'm trying to film. I do apologize, but we're working our way towards trying to get a little quieter for you people. All you followers and all you guys that like the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. Hit a like, throw a comment. I don't care. Just get some involvement. Help the channel grow. I don't mind working for it. I don't mind grinding for it. I just want everybody to get the exposure the channel needs and get the information they want and enjoy what they want. So hang tight. We'll get set up here in a minute. We'll pause the video and we'll get right back to you. All right. So like I said, this is car number 1. This is always going to be the one. It's going to be tough to find, but that's all right. You just got to stay vigilant. You got to beat them streets on them hunts, man, because they're out there. You just got to know when to get them. Car number 1 is a Nissan 240SX, also known as the S14. This is the set that I'm referring to. I do have, obviously, all 4 here that we're going to open after this one. So let's cut it open and see what it's all about. I was commenting to a friend of mine I got the other car for that the red looks a little different than what I really thought it would compared to the card art. And I really can't remember seeing which movie this one was in. It's probably one I haven't seen. Let's see. Huh. Okay, well, apparently it was one of the cars in the first movie. Man, there were so many zooming around there. It was kind of hard to tell what was up. But anyway, we'll get a good look up at this thing like this, and I'll put it on the turntable. So stand by, and we'll get this thing on the showroom floor, if you will. All right, I really don't have a preference if it goes clockwise or counterclockwise. If you guys do, let me know. I'll change it up. Sorry, I got some dust on here. So like I said, the paint to me looks a little bit different than how it's shown in the lighting on the card art, but nonetheless, very fitting for the first movie. I'm a big 240SX fan. The short story I'll give y'all on this because I know we're trying to see the rest of these cars. A house that my dad built in the early '90s. It was a newer neighborhood they were developing, and there was a guy who was two doors down who was actually a Guatemalan native. You would have never guessed it because the guy looked like he was straight from Germany, blonde hair, blue eyed. Just when he started talking English, it was very, very, very heavy Latin accent, right? But I remember he bought one of these new in '95, and he thought it was hunter green. It was gray interior, manual, and he thought that thing was just it was the bee's knees, right? Beautiful car. I didn't really know much about him because I was pretty young. I think I was 9 or 10 at the time, and I didn't see very many of them, obviously. But he just ranted and raved about this car and this and that, and I didn't really think much of it until about a year and a half later. He bought a black twin turbo 300ZX in mid late '96, which I believe was a '96 model, and obviously that car had some claim to fame. But now I understand. Now that I've learned a little bit more, and I saw these cars coming up, 5 or 10 years after that as a teenager. Um, there's a reason why he was just all over that car, and he regretted getting rid of it. He wanted to keep it, before he traded it in for that 300, but he didn't really have the time. He definitely had the financial means, but nonetheless, every time I see one of these cars, I relate to him. His first name was Mark. Real cool dude. Had a lot of good times with him on the weekends, going out on the boat and talking cars and what have you. But little rundown about why I like these. Not like anybody cares, but I thought it'd be a good short story to share. Um, Good detail, and obviously Hot Wheels Premium. I don't even have to roll check these things; they're all great. I do love the wheel choice on this car. I think it's perfect. Um, I'm not sure how accurate it is to the one in the film, but really nice job on this car. So we'll pause it and go back to the car number 2, the Lamborghini truck, and we'll get to that informational tidbit when we get there. All right, so Lamborghini LM002 or 002. I apologize. Back whenever this truck came out, it was in a concept phase for a long time, and I remember reading about it and doing some research on it, and it was supposed to be just wow, like marvelous, right? Well, it was kind of a bitter failure, if you will. A lot of technology went into this thing. It's V12. It has monster power, especially for when these things come out. I want to say they were 90. They may have been late 80s, but I'm not real sure. But before I miss a step and misquote something and some information on this vehicle, do a little research on it. It's actually really interesting if you can watch the story. Jason Camisa on I can't remember the name of his. He's on the Haggerty YouTube channel, but watch his Legends series or whatever. He gives a real good explanation on this. If I had a way to drop the link in the screen, I would do it. But just go to his channel and look up this, and you'll learn all you need to learn about the LM002 002. Sorry, I saw this one in the Roadrunner about a month ago, and I said, nah, these things are going to be out there. I'll get the whole set later. I just passed because that was the only thing in there, and there was like one or two on the shelves. It's a real small target. I just figured I'd leave it for the next guy who was trying to get them. So obviously, just a quick roll check. Hot Wheels Premium. I didn't do the last one, but they're never going to disappoint. I mean, they're next to perfect. So let's get this thing up on the stand and check it out. All right. So one thing I first noticed about this one is the paint is gorgeous, like it always is for most Hot Wheels Premium cars that come in gloss paint. This one's no exception. Has really nice detail, all the way around. Get a little closer so we can get a better shot. I really like these Hot Wheels off-road style tires. It's the same they put on all their off-road series trucks. Kind of wish they would have did a matching spare. But the way this thing is replicated, Hot Wheels did a really good job. This thing it's really cool because I don't have one. I think I may have a Matchbox mainline in this, but it's not broken out yet because it was one of my clamshell keepers, which is going to change. So when we get to that, you guys will be able to see it. But this thing is almost, to me, as cool as like a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. And just trying to find a model variant, in a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox or what have you, it's really tough to find. So pretty good look at this one. Undercarriage on this one. Let me pause it real quick and we'll get a look at it. Hold on. All right, so again, nothing too detailed. They have these casting bulges. It's kind of hard to get all the detail in there, but I'll try to get a shot of the undercarriages of these cars. Let me show you all the bottom of the 240 SX because, like normal, it's a disappointment, but at least the rear is pretty good. So again, they have to get all their information for all their trademarking and licensing information, but really hate when they do that. So let's go on to car number 3. It's going to be the Koenigsegg CCXR. All right, that's a little better. I had to clean the lens on the camera because I think she was just a little smudgy. This car looks outstanding in the package, and the card art on it is just really cool. The way the color of the lighting and what have you. So I'm really excited, actually, almost as much as to get that 240 SX out. This is car number 3. Doesn't say what year it is. Gloss black. And this is from Fast 5. The LM002 is from Fast and Furious, which is number 4. I don't remember that offhand. Oh, you know what? I do. Whenever they're rolling through the town down there, I remember those things coming through the streets of the city. Oh, it's not black. Like a copper bronze or something. This thing's going to look sweet on that turntable. All right, flat bottom, but let's get it up on the skid row and check it out. All right, trying to give it some contrast. Oh, I'm sorry. My lighting hasn't been on. I am so fired. Stand by, guys. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Amateur hour, guys. Sorry, I I had the lights. I thought they were on, but apparently they were on for a minute and they went off when I was filming. But I thought this car was black. It's not. It's actually like a real dark metallic brown bronze. Beautiful car, beautiful color. Let's see if I can get a little better focus on this because that's where I should have done the rest of them. So anyway, super nice detailing on this car. This thing just screams what a supercar should look like, especially in one of these models. Probably could have done a better job for an $8 model as far as paint finish and tampos and wheel choice and rubber tires. And I mean, this thing it fits the bill. I have zero complaints. This, in my opinion, is a better looking car than a 240 SX. And that's saying a lot. That's just my opinion. I don't know much about Koenigsegg. I know they're around, and obviously it's these modern cars are unbelievably fast, or like spaceships. But do yourself a favor if you have this one, get it out of the package, put it out on display, make it a desk rider, make it a shelf queen. It is not doing any justice sitting in that blister. So we'll get a couple more rolls around this thing. I don't really have much to say about it other than how pretty it is. The rear of that car, the detailing is just unbelievable. So get one last shot of it as it comes around, and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, Mopar fans. This is one of my favorites. I've got many from the Mopar family. The Roadrunner is no exception. Super B, Coronet, GTX, Charger, Challenger, you name it. I think this is going to be one of those ones that looks a lot better out of the package. I think the metallic orange is kind of disguised a little too well in the package. So this is a Furious 7 car appearance. Car number 4. These, like I said, these are all 2025 releases. I'm not sure if they have another Fast and Furious set that's out. This is the only one that I've seen. Again, I don't scour the websites and do all the research like I probably should. I'll eventually get to that, but I'm just kind of giving you shelf news, if you will. Oh yeah, this thing needs to get scrolled. Let's get it on the 360 and check it out. All right, man alive, look at that. What a beauty. Really nice detailing. I actually like how they have the hood scoop in the front with an open slot like it should look. Through bumper exhaust. Nice detail on the door handles. I got this thing all out of whack. There we go. It's probably too far the other direction now. Good paint detail on the back. Very nice. The only thing they probably could have done was did a little detailing around the fender scoops, for the vents. No complaints, man. It's legit. I'm just kind of mesmerized by this turntable is intoxicating. I should have got one of these things a long time ago. Let me stop this carousel and get a look at the bottom. I'll check the chassis out. Let's see here. Not too bad. Resembles like some open headers. Got the rear differential in there. Transmission with the tail shaft sticking out. Could be worse. Not bad. Man, it's a pretty car. 440 on the hood. Ain't nothing wrong with that by any means. So let's check out the Mark V Supra and we'll come to a close. Okay, so the finale, car 5 out of 5. 21 Toyota GR Supra. This car made its appearance in Fast 9. Have not seen it. I don't like these as much as the previous generation. And I think that mainly stems from, I think it's the BMW M4. It's basically the same exact car. Again, I think I've touched on that in a few other videos. If you haven't done the research on that little collaboration or effort that Toyota made with BMW, it's actually a pretty interesting story. Still a very desirable car. Still would love to have one. Not that I ever would, but I definitely wouldn't, say no to it if it was given to me. But let's check this thing out. Stand by. All right, there you have it. This thing is actually a little better than I thought it'd be. These wheels have been on plenty of premiums, but they really fit this car. The tampos on this thing are spot on. I got a little bit of a little dust bunny on the hood there. But nice job on this one. Beautiful orange. Nice striping. Everything fits the part. No mismatches, no errors, no these Hot Wheels premiums, man, they really did the diecast community a service, for what they cost and as available as they are and how many different sublines they make, per year. I've always really liked these things once I started collecting. And I'm always going to chase them because you get, I don't really always care about moving parts or opening hoods. It's nice to have that, but just a solid, role model that actually rolls really good. Rubber tires, nice detailing. Double die cast is I'm not gonna say it's a requirement for me these days, but it's definitely something I prefer. But there you have it. 21 Toyota Mark IV Supra. The GR Supra is what they call it. That's the Fast and Furious set from 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed this new setup. I'll work on trying to get the other ones ready and put out some more content. Stay tuned. Good night.